2 takes place on Oxide. Milkicow is switching things up. No proxy barracks this time. It is going to be a reactor on the barracks once more, though. Well, we've got a factory and a starport going up in his main base. Not a proxy starport, but maybe like 2 Hellions into some mines. See if
I think this is just going to be like a 3 Hellion drop, but see, this Phoenix coming back and seeing the second Hellion pop out, like, then you know exactly what you're up against, you know, and it's just going to stay alive for just long enough here. And he's like, okay, that's what you're up to. So Showtime just has to know that he plays defensive, has Stalkers in the right positions and what have you.
But he's also still going to try to go up to 3 bases by the looks of it. No, he's just going to build the pylon first. Because I feel like if he goes up to 3 bases now, what Milkicow could do is use his Marines and send those to the other side of the map. The Marines attack the Nexus, drag some units out of position, and then there could be an opening for the Medevac and the Hellions.
Nice early third for Showtime. Like, not ridiculously greedy or anything like that. It's just nice. This game, though, everything is looking fairly standard. Besides this Medevac drop with the Hellions. Oh, I love the fact that he's going for a fakie here.
He is going for a fakie, but Showtime wasn't born last night. Kept a couple of units in his natural. I'm a bit sad that we didn't try to get any value out of the Marines. We have a reactor on that barracks. The Marine count is decent. Because imagine if you would fake the Medevac drop while sending the Marines to attack this Nexus. Then Showtime's units probably do move out of position. And maybe the Hellions could have found a way into the natural.
Okay, this is... I know that he's kind of worried about this tithing attack from Milkicow. And that is a lot of upgrades that are lining up. Like the Stim, the Comet Shields, and the +1. But... yeah, I definitely feel this is the one section of his gameplay where I do worry about him a little bit, just because it feels like it ramps up very good, he's very defensive, but then it's almost overly safe. But we'll see what the Storms can get done.
That Observer is so useful, by the way. It's going to keep track of the Terran army. You have to be so careful here, Milkicow, because a lot of his bio-units were clumped up. He's utilizing the Raven. Oh, War Prism gets shot by the Widow Mine, but it does not go down. So the Raven is going to drop a couple other turrets behind the middle line of the third and maybe into the natural too. And we do have shield batteries. Meanwhile, Milkicow is setting up the triple drop that's heading towards the main. I think the Observer of Showtime saw it, but he's not reacting to it yet, man.
No, I mean, like the War Prism will arrive, and I mean, it's wounded, but, you know, Storms, they can make short work of this army. I like how Milkicow set all this up, and he gets a little bit of damage done. But you know, if that Raven was with his army and he just put like an interference matrix on that Warp Prism, could have been very scary for Showtime.
Absolutely, because then I feel the remaining bits of the armies actually favors the Terran player there. And it's such a shame he didn't see that Observer. I love that Observer from Showtime. It gave him the information where the Terran units were, and it also allowed him to take out that first mine. Because one of the worst things that could happen for a Protoss is that multiple fights take place, the mines fire, but you don't kill the mines. Because then the minefield is going to snowball out of control, and Zealots are going to have a very difficult time in being effective. But that one Showtime is absolute cash money for... or one Observer is absolute cash money for Showtime.
Yeah, the supplies are incredibly close at this stage in time. And that Raven, it's still alive. So it planted all those turrets, got out of there as well. And now it's got enough energy to throw down, well, you know, an anti-armor missile or something that could be quite gnarly. It's still kind of anyone's game, even though I like the setup that Showtime's found himself in. He's getting incredibly far forward, and that Raven now rendered useless. And we do actually see that he's going into that Liberator Ghost comp again, except this time he isn't super behind. Like this is wonderful to see. I'm looking forward to see what he does with it.
I like that we have a couple of random mines too in the center of the map. All 4 of the mines that he's got set up there just fired. It's not super important, but it's kind of annoying for Showtime because you're like, oh, like I'm getting hit from every angle, and I don't want to be dealing with this. Milkicow sends forward a few Marauders. Those will fall rather quickly. This War Prism needs to be careful too. It somehow avoided the mines in the top side.
And for Showtime, like Oxide is one of the more difficult maps. I can't believe that this Widow Mine is just bruising up his entire army. That is a juicy anti-armor missile if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, but I think Milkicow wants to wait until +2 ship weapons is done. And I'd love to see that, right? Because the wombo combo of a couple EMPs over the Protoss army and then +2 Liberators, that's massive. It'd be a shame to take a fight right before that upgrade kicks in.
Yeah, Showtime's shaving off a bit of his Zealot squad here, which I don't dislike at all. We do see immediately on the production tab, he's getting some more juicy units like Disruptors. And opening up the avenue here with the rocks, I like that. And if you're wondering at home, why is +2 air weapons such a big deal? Means the Liberators can then two-shot Stalkers. If they get EMP'd, one shot, meaning the Stalkers are useless.
Yep, they will melt. And obviously Stalkers will still take up quite some supply. After Showtime lost the Zealots, he's like, all right, let's try Cloaked Zealots instead. We're going to warp in a couple of DTs in the bottom right. This is a pretty well-protected planetary. I wouldn't hate it if Milkicow would just leave one Liberator sieged up on top of this planetary and obviously have more than one turret.
Yeah, certainly, certainly. And look at this, multiple Ghost Academies coming down. I like this a lot, Kevin. This is very hard to pull off, but this can have you as a Protoss sweating, because honestly, I see a lot of people react very good to nukes. I am probably not one of those guys, because I very rarely play against nukes and Protoss players. Look at this. This Protoss army is getting very battered and bruised, just running through mines all the time.
Yep, one mine and an EMP, and Showtime ends up losing half of the HP on all his Stalkers and lost a couple Stalkers. Blinks forward there, needs to be careful. I think he's hoping to bait Milkicow into chasing his army and then land a few big storms or Purification Novas.
You know what this feels like? It feels like Milkicow went into this series as like, you know what? I'm going up against Showtime. I don't think I'm going to necessarily win, but I'm going to practice my late game TVP and we'll see how it goes. And he's impressing me a lot, actually.
This planetary is gonna go down though, but we do have another command center that could morph into a planetary. Solid attack here by Showtime. I just wish we would have left one Liberator behind, man. We've got so many Libs. And there was a Lib technically chilling there. Just wasn't really doing anything.
I love it when you leave a couple of Widowmines like on the mineral side of the PF, because then you can't blink in and do that crazy stuff. It makes it so difficult for the Protoss.
Showtime looking for openings. He's probably wondering, like, what the hell is this crazy Russian Terran player doing? Why is he never attacking the Novas? Gotta be careful. Good split, man. Really good split. A little Ronaldo Neymar move over there.
Oh, this is sad though, because I mean that Widowmine, we see that it definitely got some damage done, but there's like 4 or 5, 6 maybe Dark Templars there with barely any health here.
This stuff ain't cheap though. So Showtime needs to be a little bit careful. We've got a nuke potentially going down on the right side, but he's in range of the cannon, and that makes Showtime's life a little bit easier.
Certainly does. There's 3 nukes at a time being made. Like, oh, Disruptors, are they all left alone? Yes, they are. That is a big, healthy pickup for Milkicow.
Wow. Wow. Only a single Disruptor left, and that Disruptor does get a decent shot, but it's potentially going to go down too, and now it's just High Templars, but the Ghost count ban is still at 7. Showtime wants to take out another base on the left side. A couple storms do keep the bio at bay. This command center is probably going to fall. Showtime wants to kill it, but Showtime is going to lose quite a few units here. Somehow the thing is not dead. How did it not die?
I have no idea. It was actually morphing into a PF right there. That was awesome. But yeah, so Milkicow, he only just finished his advanced ballistics. I made sure I got the name right before I got criticized a lot with that one. But yeah, he finishes ballistics there just now. So I think that's a bit of an error getting it so late. But man, he's taken a lot of damage again this game. Now his SV count though is super low, and Showtime is very quick with the pulling. I don't even know if that one was entirely necessary, but Showtime's in a good position and yet again this game.
Yes, but he has been losing more resources, and technically he has not been mining from any base that was supposed to be Milkicow's base, right? And Oxide is one of these maps where you can feel really rich for a while, until you don't. And then it can start getting real dire to actually get your hands on some of the resources. So I think Showtime would love to start mining either from bottom right or from indeed this base at 9 o'clock. And he's getting on top of the planetary. Milkicow's army is all the way in the other side of the map. Milkicow will just let this one die, but that's a big loss. Because yeah, we're still nowhere near maxing out as the Terran.
No, definitely not. And Milkicow, it's almost like he anticipated an army going out. Oh, that poor Archon, dude. Warping in there as a nuke's going off right on top of him. Oh, no. No,
Milkicow, not like this. Well, guys, there is a reason why we say it's incredibly hard to play Terran like this against Protoss in the later stages.